I knew my drive had to be stronger than my fear of failure. I knew my time was spent getting banked. I'm like Azalea. I'm dressed in green to make the league, and I ain't talking Zelda. And I just...
MP, how you feeling? We know MP came ready to play.
Welcome to 2K Sports Live Saturday night coverage of the NBA. Thanks for tuning in. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, and we're pleased to have and on paper, Greg, this might seem like a potential blower. Here we go. But anything can happen in this NBA.
Kevin, we see upsets happen all the time. It's what makes the sport great. You can't take any team or game for granted.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The athletic front court pair, Wiggins alongside Kuminga. The captain out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Jackson Davis in at the center. Just 4 to shoot. Pass to the captain. Off target with his 3. David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Mark Daignault. David, what did he say?
We discussed Steph Curry, of course, and what he advised his team to do against him. Coach said, I told our guys that we have to be right up on him to fight over screens and not allow him to feel comfortable out there. A huge task for any defense, and we'll see if this one is up to the challenge. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Number 25. Buries the long-range jumper.
Always feels good getting that first one in the bank.
And will that get him rolling? Will it get his team rolling? This should be an interesting night.
Here's Grimes. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Grimes. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
Grimes can be hot and cold, but boy, he gets that bucket down from 3.
Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, 2-time MVP, and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
Grimes passes to Hartenstein. Here's Grimes. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
Yeah, Grimes has the frame to work down low. I like when he gets inside.
Pass to Jackson Davis. Thunder with the rebound.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Here's Williams. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Golden State's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Wiggins surveying the floor. The captain. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. The captain's got his second bucket of the night. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Grimes. Outside Williams. And the call will go against Jonathan Kuminga. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Gilgeous-Alexander against Curry. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And a moment here to highlight some of the best and brightest from beyond the stripe. Well, you look at the captain, he's absolutely deadly from outside.
He is as automatic as they come from behind the arc, and that shooting ability makes him an option every trip down the floor.
And the Warriors making a change here. Moody's checked in. Outside Curry. 6 to shoot. Pass to the captain. bangs home the trifecta. The captain's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Warriors. Here's Grimes. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Gilgeous-Alexander banked in off the glass.
Well, let's remember that at 6'6", Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can more than handle himself near the cup.
Here's Curry. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to the captain. Now Jackson Davis. He's defended by Hartenstein. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Warriors.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
Hartenstein with the screen for Williams. And the three off target.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Kuminga dishes to Curry. And it's blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander.
How about that? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, big-time defender, and sends that one back.
Pass to Grimes. From 15 feet away. Rebounded by the captain.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
And here is Moody. Here's the captain. Here's the three. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And they're pushing it up. Here's Dort. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Kuminga with it. Williams picks him up. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey guys, the captain in the last game against Los Angeles was a man on a mission. He had 56 points and he reached that total with some superb shooting from deep. Incredible effort on his part. We'll see if tonight means more of the same. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Well, there's no doubt. He certainly looked like he was enjoying himself.
He's checked in for Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander comes in for Wilkins. And then for Golden State, Santos is checked in. And the captain subbed in for Butler. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, Derek Jones is out there with Alex Caruso. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Topic, and it's Jang in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
This guy is such an explosive athlete. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes straight to the cup.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media, but people in the know how good of a defender he is.
And a wide-open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Lets a floater go. Shot by Pajemski, no good. Thunder trailing by 8. Now here's Caruso. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Warriors leading by 6. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's the captain. No good on the triple. And so Caruso will bring up the ball for the Thunder. And that one goes out of bounds Last touch by Gilgeous-Alexander. For the Thunder, Hartenstein comes in for Jang. And it's Quentin Grimes in for Topic. Anderson, he's checked in for Golden State. Golden State's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's the captain. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, Doris, both you and I had the honor of being in that 2020 bubble in Florida. Any memories from Orlando?
I think, Kev, just how unique the setting was, and I have to give some props to the players. No fans, no normalcy, away from their families for extended periods, and yet they were able to lock in and give us some incredible moments.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Jalen Williams comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Dort in for Alex Caruso. Hartenstein with the screen on Anderson. And it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession. Dominguez come in for Anderson.
Number 00, Jonathan Kuminga.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. 7-point differential. Pass to Grimes. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from the wing. That shot misses. Some solid defense there from the captain. And it's Podziemski in the corner. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. He has 6. Outside, Dort trying to find Gilgeous-Alexander. Gets it to him. And the shot is good. So it's the Warriors now. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
And they swept the season series against this group last season. Pretty impressive stuff. 3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Hartenstein with the screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. No one covering. And now just a 2-point Warrior lead.
And if you're guarding SGA in the pick and roll, boys, stop the ball, because otherwise Shea's going to get to where he wants to go.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Caruso's checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. Andrew Wiggins is checked in for Brandon Podziemski. Pass to the captain. Hit by Kuminga. Here's the captain. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Hartenstein with the screen on Kuminga. Williams can't hit.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Lou Dort makes his bones at the defensive end. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I always try to test myself against him in practice because he's the best of the best. Coach Mark Dagnall said, I look at him more like he's an artist. We can shift him anywhere. There's no one he can't guard. Kevin?
David, he is a beast. Wow, thank you for the report. Warriors leading by 7. Here's the captain. Good D by Williams.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Let's see some of the numbers here for Jalen Williams.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And he sinks the second. Golden State's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Caruso against Curry. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter. Pass to Caruso. Back to Williams. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Grimes. Good. The nice assist for Williams. Grimes has got 8 points.
Well, they specifically want Grimes to be in positions to catch and shoot, and you see why right there.
The captain with the bucket.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Here's Williams. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Oklahoma City shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. Curry with it. From the arc. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Warriors lead by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
And you know, for that matchup with the Heat, to even have a chance, they'll probably have to play their best game of the year. I think you could do that in stretches. But can they do it all tonight, Shaq?
I don't see it.
And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Warriors.
They've had the hot hand from deep. So I'm giving these guys the green light. Keep riding the perimeter game until they take it away.
They sure made it look easy at times. What a half. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, the captain has been exceptional here, guys.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Thunder trailing by 5. Setting the floor for the Warriors. The athletic front court pair. Wiggins alongside Kuminga. Curry is out there with the captain. And it's Jackson Davis in at the center, filling out the middle. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Wiggins passes to Curry. The captain with the bucket. The captain's got 19 points.
Can Mr. Curry shoot the basketball? No doubt. But he's also a very willing and capable passer.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Curry. To the left side wing. Grimes. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Outside, Kuminga. Kuminga, a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. The captain, no good. And it's Williams with the ball for the Thunder. They trail by 7. And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Here's Grimes. Good on the shot. Grimes has got 10 points in the game.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Here's the captain. He's got 19. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Jalen Williams. Putting up about 22 points per 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right. He can do a little bit of everything for this team. And it shows when you look at the scoreboard.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Here's Dort. 6 on the shot clock. Shot by Grimes. No good.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And he trains the 3. Good-looking shot there from the captain. And now it's a 10-point Warrior lead. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander from downtown. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
And it's Dort off the drive. Williams up on top. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. He's got 14.
Now, that's an opportunistic three-point shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He liked the look of it.
Here's the captain. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Here's the captain. He's got 24. Curry making it look so easy.
And how many times have we seen this? Curry always has an answer from 3.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Outside, Kuminga. Pass to the captain. Right side, Curry. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Williams.
Well, Stephen Curry has always been able to draw contact, but now he's so physically strong that he's able to absorb it better.
Alex Caruso is checked in for Dort. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Wiggins against Caruso. Outside Williams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Grimes. Oh, good with the triple.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Fires for 3. The offensive rebound. Shoots the 3. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists tonight. Here's the captain. He's got 27. Yep, it counts. The captain's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
On the wing, Williams. Defended by Kuminga. The wide open look here for Caruso. And a miss there on the triple. Warriors leading by 12. Curry wide open. No good on the three.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Master Williams. Fades back. Rebounded by the captain. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Here we are sizing up Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
Pass to Grimes. Down low, Caruso, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least
Substitute
for Oklahoma City, Quentin Grimes is checked in for Williams. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Topic. And the Warriors making a change here. Alex Caruso out there with Derek Jones. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Jang in at the 5 down low. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Now Pajemski. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
Here's Grimes. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
To the paint. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And you have to like how they're getting the ball inside this half. They didn't have as much success in the paint earlier, but they're finally getting it done down low.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Hartenstein's checked in for Jang. Jalen Williams comes in for Jones. And it's Dort in for Alex Caruso. Pass to Dort. Here's Grimes. Offline with his 3. Here's the captain. The Thunder pull it in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 rebounds in this game. Outside Williams. And Santos pulls it down.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Pass to Moody. Every year, Doris, the NBA has a few points of emphasis they want to make. Anything you'd like to see emphasized?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, one thing that has to happen is we have got to give the defense a greater chance to succeed. We've tilted the game too heavily in the offense's favor, meaning too often at the rim, there's foul shots given for marginal contact. I think the defense has got to become more involved in the outcome of games.
And that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander.
Well, that's a big-time strong take right there by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the deck. Score it. Yes, sir.
Here's the captain, and he comes up with the deuce. The captain's got 8 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. There's the pick. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. The captain's got 39.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Pass to Grimes. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 4th assist in this one.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for the captain.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Pass to Grimes. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Grimes. Fires it up. They get it back. Jacks up a 3. Not going to go that time. Here's the captain. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer.